Hello, everyone. Look at these two. Look at those two. Look at everything. Hi, we are Shoot from the Hip. We look like this in cartoon form, and I look like this when I haven't slept enough. We're here to do some jokes, some games, and so forth for you. How have you been? We weren't here last week. We had to do a live show on a physical stage. It was awful. We're not made for going outside anymore. I visibly entered my mid to late 30s over the last year. It's happened very suddenly. Before that, people used to go, "Oh, are you still at uni?" And now they go, "Oh, so you don't have kids?" Oh, so that's a definite change. Anyway, what we need from you right now...
It wasn't awful. It was brilliant. Tom's just jealous because he wasn't there, because he's a loser with a real job. Real job loser.
Real job loser.
Sorry, you also have a real job, Mr. Lives Inside Mold. Why is Sam living inside mold this week?
Is that mold? Is that better?
I mean, mildly. I think
I have a telescope now. Does that make me cool?
That is lovely. That's a really nice telescope. Where'd it come from, bud?
It came from a ship.
That's all the detail you're getting, unless you get the behind-the-scenes pass. But for now, we need from you, please, some locations where you might meet a friend. Where might you meet a friend? It's not for a game, I'm lonely, but also it is for a game. So please, some locations.
If you want the backstage pass whilst, those locations are streaming in from you guys, you can do that. If we get to I don't know, basically you can donate to the show on this little button here. And, if we get to, let's say, £100 worth of donations, I'll tell you the story about the telescope, along with a great story about my great-great-grandfather, a doctor, a broadsword, an umbrella, and a 6-foot tall man, which was tall for the past. And
if you jump straight to £150, he'll just tell you the telescope one, and then he'll stop. So...
I will. I'm basically here to serve you in whatever way you wish. So basically, if we get to £100, I'll start telling the story. If we get to 150, if you're not enjoying it in that small space of time I'm telling the story, I'll stop telling the story.
He has the same requirements for oral sex, yes. So he will stop. What did you say?
When you pay me enough.
When you pay him enough. So, as you can tell, I haven't slept much. Sam is lovely. Luke, how are you?
Good. Ready to start the game. Is it a game of change? And I'll Sam and die in it.
Yes. All right. Fine.
Yes.
Trying to catch up with your friends, it's difficult. With this newfangled world, they're busy. They don't want to see you.
Tom, I'm enjoying your outfit, like sort of Paul Rudding Clueless. Like an inappropriately aged man trying to date a 16-year-old.
I will take that, and I will do that. Someone stop me. No, but I'll take that as a compliment. Oh, also, according to Bernie Wolf Entertainment, that's what I still consider you to be. Don't listen to Tom. You're fine. Oh, Tom, I've sent you a phone request. I'll keep an eye out. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm going to go with the sewers underneath the Houses of Parliament. In this game, am able to say change as often as I like. These two have to go back in time, replace whatever they said or did with something else entirely. Sewers underneath Parliament.
Let's play change.
Right above us, Tony. Right above us is where they all sit. And they hatch their evil plans.
That's right, Guy. And what are we going to do?
Blow 'em up. Boom.
Have you got the dynamite?
Of course I have. I'm Guy Fawkes. My middle name is Dynamite.
Change.
Of course I am. My Guy Fawkes. My middle name is Francisco.
Change.
Of course I am. I'm Guy Fawkes, and I invented dynamite.
Oh, sorry, Guy. I'm just quite nervous, being a Catholic under the House of Commons.
Change.
All those Protestants up there. I know what they're planning.
I said change.
I don't know what they're planning.
Change.
I've got an idea of what they're planning.
Change.
What's the plan?
Change.
I've got a plan.
What?
Let's blow up the dynamite.
No, that's my plan. That's been my plan all along since day bloody one.
Hey, we're a team.
Change.
We're a duo.
Change.
We're a dynamic duo.
Change.
We're a lethargic duo.
Change.
Sorry, guy, I didn't mean to step on your toes.
Change.
Nice hat, by the way. Shit hat, by the way.
Change.
I haven't got a hat. Is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, you need protective gear. Yeah, borrow mine. I'm willing to die for the cause.
Change.
Yeah, get your own. I'm not willing to die for the cause.
Right, give me a minute. I'll go get a hat.
Wait, change that. He physically can't.
He always makes that face when he runs away. He's a little weirdo. Right.
Change.
He never makes that face before. I think
Change.
something's up. Oh, I've seen that face before. He does that face whenever he's lying. Where's he gone?
I went to get a hat like I told you.
Change.
Did you?
This isn't a hat. This is actually a hollowed out turtle.
Change.
This isn't a hat. This is actually just a giant grape.
Change.
This isn't a hat. This is one of the Incredible Hulk's testicles.
Change.
This isn't a hat. This is a giant olive.
Change.
Do you like my hat?
Change.
Is this going to work?
Change.
Do you work?
Change.
Maybe we should just get adequate employment instead of being so angry all
Change.
the time. Do you know what? Maybe they've got a point about transubstantiation.
Change.
Have you ever read the Bible? It's quite
Change.
confusing. Listen,
Change.
hear me,
Change.
smell me.
Change.
This hat smells
Change.
awful. This hat looks awful.
Change.
I think instead of blowing up Parliament, me and you in these hats could start a boy band promoting social change.
Let's play change.
Just stick with the hat.
Stick with a hat.
Solid
And
hat.
I'm the one who's dressing up as a teenage boy. That's fine.
Hey, I got a hat because of the purpose of the scene.
Now, Luke, I'm going to throw this over to you, who appears to have stock footage as his background photographs, which I love. Luke, what do you make of the jacket? Can I pull it off?
Please do.
Yeah, I like it. I like it because it's not the red coat that I've seen you wear for the last 10 years in a row.
That is
Tom.
at the dry cleaners. I will have you.
Tom, could you not afford the rest of the sleeves?
They're rolled, and this is because Philip has stolen this for the last year or two, and she's been away for 2 weeks. So I can wear my own clothes again.
That's marriage.
Marriage. Oh no, said Luke.
What's the next
what's our
game?
second game going to be, guys?
Bedtime story in an
Yeah.
improvised fashion.
Alrighty, you host, buddy.
So, guys, what we need from you is let's get a character from fact or fiction. Any character from fact or fiction, throw it in the comments. What we're going to do is we're going to tell you a story about this character. But whenever the camera changes, the other person has to stop immediately, and the next person tells the next part of the story, picking up exactly where the last person left off. It's very important. So please get your characters from fact or fiction, like Winston Churchill or Jesus. Throw them into the comments. They're little stab at the old religious people there. Oh, we missed you too. Thank you very much. 4 thumbs up. Oh, who are you, Vishnu? And of course, that is the Ko-fi link or coffee link, if you're pronouncing it correctly, where you can donate to the show. Remember, we get to £100 tonight. I will tell you the origin of the telescope, plus another story. Another great story. It's going to be great. The telescope does feature. It does feature.
£150, just the telescope, and not the other story, which we
just
have
the
not pre-approved. We've not pre-approved that other story. So.
Pre-approved. Oh, pre-approved.
Pre-approved.
Don't speak English, mate. You've been in Spain too long. Brexit. Right, we've got the Lion, the Witch, and the Bedside Table. The Pied Piper. We got Sammy, the Smelly Snake, not making up our own character there, Bernie Wolf Entertainment, or Top Dog Entertainment is now. The Artful Dodger. Oi, oi. I just kind of want to see Luke be the Artful Dodger, because in my head, he always is the Artful Dodger.
I'm all in that.
We also got Wesley
Who is-
Crusher. Or
Wesley
Weasley.
Crusher of the Enterprise D.
I don't know who Wesley Crusher is.
I like
He,
it.
let me tell you all about young
Let's
Ensign
do Wesley
Wesley,
Crusher.
who saved the Enterprise D on multiple occasions even though he was a small teen. Oh.
Space, the final frontier. That's where our story takes place today, boys and girls, I'm pretty sure, with the adventures of young Wesley Crusher. Wesley was on board the brig of the
Starship Enterprise D. Yes, he was on board the brig, not the bridge, because for the first time in his life, Wesley had broken the rules.
He was supposed to be manning the bridge, but on the brig, that was where the real adventures were to be had. You could see all of the galaxy from the bridge, the battle plans for invading the Necrolons.
But the brig, that's where the gambling happened. The Klingons were playing a game of the Romulans were playing a game of dice, and the Vulcans were just doing maths problems.
And Wesley was in the thick of it all. He hadn't been invited to the weekly Ready Room games of poker, which did happen, it's canon. No, he had to make do
with a simple game of tiddlywinks in the janitor's closet with Marie, the AI, the ship's
AI, who lived in the janitor's closet because they were running out of space on the Enterprise D. What did the D stand for? It standed for Dick. It standed for Dick. It was the throbbing core of the Federation, blasting into deep space and spreading democracy and human values all over space.
Yes, and Wesley was on board in every way that mattered. He smoothed his hair back, carefully raising one thumb to press it against
a tiddlywink coin. It bounced 7
times because of the zero gravity inside the janitor's closet. That was a good flick, said
the AI, who did have a name.
It was Marie. Marie, the AI. But did he really know her name? Oh, heavens to Betsy.
No, for Marie was an anagram, and it stood for
Rami! Rami, who was actually just a small man sitting in a cupboard, speaking through the grill to entrance
anagram.
Wesley into playing the game. Now you understand. This game is for all the marbles. They had also been playing marbles.
But Wesley was overconfident now. He played. He put his thumb down and the tiddly, it winked. Just when
he thought he'd gonna win, it got sucked into the vent and flew into the neutron reactor. Oh no, Captain Picard's gonna be real cross with me, said Wesley.
It's called the warp core. Wesley was upset and panicked. Red alert! Red alert!
Everyone thought that they were under attack from the Necrolons, but no! Rami, or Marie, was just going into self-imploding measures.
Quickly, Wesley ran to the communications array and set up a distress beacon. But what was that answered? A Star Destroyer!
Which was a different thing in this universe, because this isn't the Star Wars universe, this is the Star Trek universe. It looked very similar and had the same purpose.
The aliens from the other ship answered, "This is Saruman the Wise, leader of the aliens facing you down, right? No, we're on a Star Destroyer, right? Yes, Star Destroyer.
If you don't give up right now, my army of Cylons will come aboard and we will insert you into our matrix."
Now, this is the Enterprise B.
Doctor Who was just about to appear. Why did you end that?
Called the Doctor. And
not in our story. His name is Dr. Adam Who.
There is actually a Doctor Who story where they're called Doctor Who. So it has Peter Cushing as Doctor Who.
But is it Dr. Adam Who? That's the question.
I don't know. Doesn't reveal the first name. We don't get that close to him. And there was never a sequel. So.
Just like my GP. I learned his first name and it changed everything. It made
Right,
the exams
guys,
look.
if you enjoyed that, then donate to the coffee link. Flash at the bottom of the screen now. Get some money rolling in. If you get 100 quid, Sam will tell you where his bloody telescope's from, and I want to know. I don't have to wait till next week to find out, because I can't go to his house and ask him to live in Spain. I'm waiting on you guys, please. I need to find out where he got his fucking telescope. So just put a little money, buy us a shot or two or whatever. We'll have a shot as well. That'll also be fun.
Shut up.
And then we can get on with the rest of the show, which I'm going to do now in the meantime as well. I'm going to introduce the next game, which is Scene Flip. And the way this one, I'm being interrupted. What's happening here?
I just wanted everyone to see Wesley Crusher so we could all understand how difficult it was for him to become the important member of Starfleet that he became.
Is this the name of the character or the actor?
The character is called Wesley Crusher, but the actor is called Will Wheaton.
Why is he wearing a Bill Cosby sweater?
Because Bill visited the set, and that changed a lot of things for young Wesley Crusher.
We don't need to hear any more about Crush.
I mean, look, check out this one. Look at this bearded man who's clearly taking interest in Wesley.
So is that Wesley's uniform, or is he just like there for the Federation's Pride
Here's his
Parade?
uniform as an ensign, and here's his uniform as a cadet.
Tom, was this your first celebrity crush? Is this why you're going into such detail with it?
Oh, because he's called Crusher.
No, just because the amount of attention you're focusing on.
No, that would also be from Star Trek, which is Deanna Troi. That would be Counselor Deanna Troi.
Why does her uniform show her tits?
Because it was the 80s, Sam. This is the future of the 80s, and tits are important.
Sam, I think the question you need to be asking is, why doesn't Wesley Crusher's suit show his tits?
I mean, as you will see, the men also wore miniskirts for the first episode, and then they decided it was just her who would do that.
Okay.
On with the show.
As I was saying, we're doing Scene Flip next, and for this, I require just ideas to start some scenes off. So if you're going to say something, turn your microphone.
I'm just saying that everyone here knows what I'm talking about. And I think we will be great friends.
I don't think it's a problem that you know what you're talking about, Tom.
Beverly Crusher. Yes.
It's great.
So he was Doctor Who's son. That's what James Barber seems to be saying. He was Doctor Who's son.
You know that's not what he's saying.
I thought you said Doctor Who was called the Doctor.
Okay, Luke, would you just get on and compare things, please?
You sure?
We're doing very well, Kim Jane.
I'm doing very well, thank you, Kim Jane 86. I don't know about Tom.
not.
He's having a bit of a breakdown. As I was saying, for this next game, all I need is lines of dialogue. Just get some lines of dialogue in there, and we'll pick a different one to start off a different scene each time. It's going to be a load of scenes, boom, 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 in a row. Probably not connected, because they're all inspired by your different lines of dialogue. Then maybe they will be connected. Maybe some will recur. Who knows? It's very off the cuff, spontaneous. The structure as well as the content is improvised. That's what I'm trying to say. But it needs your lines of dialogue. We've got some good ones coming in. We've got no, Dr. Crusher's son, and no, Dr. Beverly Crusher, and he was the doctor's son. Also, we've got good lines like his mother, Dr. Beverly Crusher.
She was a doctor. Put some respect on that.
Have some lines of dialogue, please, unrelated to either Beverly, Wesley, or Dr. Crusher.
Tom, did Dr. Beverly Crusher also have her tits out?
No, she had a proper uniform.
So, what are you saying? The other one's not a proper uniform. It is a proper uniform.
I mean, the actress said this isn't a proper uniform, but as soon as it's changed into one of the normal uniforms, she started getting lines. For like an episode, they put her in a normal uniform, and then we're like, wait a minute.
And then they changed it back.
No, they didn't. They stuck to the clothing, but that was 7 years in. So, what can you do?
So you're saying stop watching after season 7?
I mean, there's other boobies. If that's really what you're here for, Sam.
Elsewhere on the internet, there are other boobies. So I hear.
What?
Yep. You can look. You go on
www.boobies.com.
www.boobies.com.
If anyone wants to donate some boobies, otherwise known as my girls, Jessica and Freya, the twins, feel free.
That is a great line of dialogue from Andrew Shockey. I want to see some more lines of dialogue. Don't have to be that good. That's a good fun one.
That's great.
Just get them in the comment section and we can start rolling. Start rolling along. I might start the game very soon, actually, and just keep them coming in as the game progresses, because that just gives you more time.
By the way, if we get to 200, I'll tell you the origin of this sword. It involves colonialism.
Oh,
And if we get to 300, I will recount the first 2-part episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which isn't good, but
No.
it's long. I've heard just enough about what the mayor thinks. Stop the countdown.
Now listen to me. I understand that you are angry citizens of my town, but I am willing to make amends in any way that you see fit.
Yeah, we're angry. Angry.
Yeah, we're angry. We're sick of this year. We want a new year right now. Start the countdown.
Well, that's not how the calendar works.
10.
No, you can't just start a new year. It'll screw over our fiscal policy. When will the tax year start? We won't have enough money for the public schools.
Hey, I don't want to pay my taxes twice, but to be honest, I haven't made no money anyway, so screw it. I want a new year. 1389. Bring it on.
What?
1389, 1388, 1387,
1389.
1386.
Wait, no, that's not how it works. Not how you don't count backwards in time, then you go time traveling, and you can't do that unless you got a parachute. Okay.
1389, 1390, 1391, 1392.
Okay, no, we just need one vote. Just one of those. Just 1380, because we're in 1388, so we just gotta do it once. Otherwise, you're gonna be old.
Listen to me. I understand that 1388 has been a tough year. We had the smallpox. We had the storming of the Capitol by the British. But listen to me. We just got to get through this, and we will have 1389, and it will be lovely.
Now, we're going to have it now. I think, listen, man, I think if we do, I want you to remember that the election is coming up in November 1388. I figure if we were to just, I don't know, skip past that, well, we just have to make do with whatever mayor's already in power.
Listen, as the mayor of Cherokee Nation, because it is 1389, I just need you all to relax.
Yeah, what? No, I'm trying to relax. You know, I'm out there hunting bison, using every bit of their body.
I know the Vikings came, and it was scary, and they brought their diseases over here.
Woo.
But I promise you, next year, when it comes normally, is going to be better.
So you just want me to sit and wait? I've got a life expectancy of 12 years, and I'm 10 now. So
I understand.
12, 11,
oh, no.
10.
Oh, no, it's happening.
9,
Oh, I'm getting younger.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That was amazing. Congratulations. You're going to be our new shaman.
Yay!
You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that. Boy, if you want to be the big man around here, you're going to have to earn that. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Pops. I understand. I want to be a man like you. It's tough, you know?
You don't just grow a beard. You got to earn one. You see this? You see this beard? I'll rip this off the face of a man who looked at me funny at the old watering hole. That's how you get a beard.
Well, looked at me funny. That's what I did.
Shut up, Dad. I ripped the beard off my dad's face, put it on my face. So until you can rip the beard off my face, you're going to stay as clean as a freshly plucked chicken.
Listen, you know I'm all about flesh pluckings, but
You're freshly fucked chicken.
the thing is, you know, I look at your beard and I think mine's bigger.
You talking about that pube gristle growing over your jawline? That ain't no beard. That's like a tumbleweed that just blows gently down the lane.
Now, Dad, I mean, we don't have to equate it with manliness or nothing. It's just mine is darker and longer and more filled in than yours, and yours is a bit more sort of stray bits and bobs kind of thing, Pa. And I don't mean no disrespect.
You did not earn that beard. You just grew it over time. This beard is earned. I ripped it off my father. Ain't that right, Pa?
Yeah. But now, hang on here. I'm gonna think about. Did you earn it, or did you steal it? You steal it from me.
Well, all earning is stealing when you think about it, because in order for someone to get something, someone has to lose something.
I mean, I didn't have to lose. No one had to lose for me to, because I grew this. Where, Grandpa grew his, and I grew mine. And
Grandpa didn't grow his.
No, what?
Grandpa, tell him the story about how you got your beard.
I used to make love to the woman who ran the post office. Husband came home one day, found me doing her in the beehive, and he said, "You're gonna get out of my wife now, get out of my house." And I said, "You gonna make me?" Yeah. And I reached over, ripped his beard from his face, put it on my face. I said, "This is my beard now. Yeah, you gonna get." And he did gonna get. He did gonna get.
That's right. There's only two men that kind of grow beards for themselves: Baptists and communists. So you take that beard off now and you go earn yourself a beard like a real man.
I mean, I did by working as a Baptist preacher in the Church of Communism's down the road.
I got a Baptist/communist for a son. I'm gonna spit equally on both of your cheeks, because that's a proper distribution of resources.
Oh, wait a minute. You say proper distribution of You're a communist too, Pa.
God damn. My secret's out.
Wait,
I've
did
been
you
keeping
say
it
God
inside
in a
all
voice
these years,
suggesting
pretending
you're
to be a
Baptist?
capitalist.
Oh, I couldn't stop him when he wanted to finish his sentence. My bad.
And then suddenly your sculpture period came to an end. So what inspired you exactly to pivot to butt paintings?
Well, I suppose a lot of what happened was Marigold sat in the paint, and the paint is a lot of my outgoings. So I had to make use of the paint and the bottom. So Marigold, I just asked, "Hello, Marigold," I said, "sit down, not on the chair, you'll ruin the chair, but instead sit down on the canvas, which I'll place on the floor for you." And this is how it occurred. And Marigold, since then, has become my muse, my breath, my heartbeat. That's the end of my sentence.
What exactly is it about the butt as a medium that offers so much more than traditional methods of painting?
Yes.
Paintbrushes and so forth.
I'm going to circle back round to the fact that Marigold sat in the paint, which really left me very few options, which I found to be artistic in itself. The choice was made for me, and so all I could do was choose art. The paint was on my butt, but would the butt become art?
Do you have any plans to return to sculpture, perhaps using this method, transplanting it to the arts of sculpture as opposed to painting?
I see what you're saying, but the thing is that Marigold is exceptionally clumsy, continues to sit in the paint, which really, again, for absorption purposes, means that I have to continue as I am.
That's fancy. How much?
How much? Oh, you couldn't afford me, darling. I'm as expensive as the wind in the air, as the song
Well,
on the
that's
maiden's
free.
lips.
What?
I said I'm as expensive as the song on the maiden's lips.
On who? Sorry, it's my first time in London town. Whose lips?
On a maiden's lips.
An Asian's lips?
Maiden's lips. The lips of a maiden. Does anyone here speak? Does anyone here speak Americans?
Well, I do.
Well, now see, that time you understood me, but you didn't seem to understand me before when I was being poetic.
Yes, maybe your tongue is not meant for poetry. Maybe it's made for more sinister delights.
More sisterly delights. I don't do incest. Thank you. I don't do.
Stranded on Mars with a faulty toilet. What could be? This is not the vacation I booked.
I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have had that curry before coming up here.
Yeah, no, you bloody well shouldn't have. It's ridiculous because, I mean, you know you're going to Mars. It's a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Okay, everyone wants to do it. Why would you have a curry beforehand? Why?
Well, it's going to be like 9 years till we get back, and it's going to be that long till I get to have a vindaloo. So I thought, treat yourself.
No. 9 years? You didn't fucking tell me that.
Well, it takes at least 3 years to get there. Then we're 3 years on the planet, then it's 3 years back.
I got a kid. I got a kid at home. I'm not going to see him for 9 years. You didn't.
I know, but that's not a good 9 years. He's like 3 now, so you'll get back, and it'll be becoming a man. That's good. That's great. That's great.
No, that's not great. I want to be. That's why I had a kid, because I want to be there for his. What I know that. I thought it was a holiday. You didn't.
Well, I got a kid. I got a kid. If you want a kid.
What? Here now?
Yeah, I brought a kid with us. I thought it'd be fun to see what happens to kids in space. His name's Ethan.
Is it your son?
No. Random kid.
You kidnapped a child?
No, kidnap's such a strong word. I found him.
Where?
He was in a dark alley, you see. His parents had just been shot. The pearls were falling everywhere. They'd just been to the opera or something. His name's Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
So you kidnapped the child, and in order to run away from the police, you got me involved and launched us to Mars for 9 years, hoping this will all blow over. Is that
I just
right?
thought it would be good for the kid, because if he stays on Earth, he's going to get bitter and resentful, probably training a bunch of martial arts. But, if he gets to go to space, then it might take his mind off his dead parents who got shot in that alley.
He can hear you. Stop talking about it.
Bruce!
What?
How you doing, fella? You right?
Yeah, I'm just becoming the very thing I fear.
What's that then? The toilet? Hey!
I am the night, which lasts for 18 hours up here, so that's good actually. That helps.
He loves the role play, this kid. He's a laugh riot, you wouldn't even know his parents had been shot in that alley.
Either of you criminals, because if not, this is going to be a long gestative period.
I'm not a criminal.
Oh,
But
come
Alfred
on.
here-
You stole that sweater from M&S.
That was when I was a child. Alfred, what you've done is wrong. Okay?
Look, I understand that this is unconventional for a space exploration. But what was I meant to do? Leave the kid in the alley? That would have been more cruel.
I'd take him to an orphanage, to social services, to the police. I don't care.
Oh, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Those places are corrupt as fuck.
Well, what's your plan then? What's your grand plan after this 9 years is up?
Well, we'll teach me and you'll teach him. We'll let you know this is Mars, this is a rock, this is how you fly a spaceship, but then it'll come back and have purpose.
I'm a martial arts teacher, and you design weapon systems for a living. / you're a part-time butler.
Well, we could teach him some of that as well. Maybe he could come back. He could, fight crime. Would you like to fight crime, Bruce?
I'm working.
What's he doing? What's he mumbling under his breath?
I think he's working on his crime-fighting voice. You keep going, Bruce. You keep going. All right, he comes back. He'll be like, what?
Is that the noise a bat makes?
A bat? What are you talking about a bat for?
I think that's how they sound.
What are you talking about bats? We're in space. Look around.
I'm going to be a bat. The man who killed my parents was a bat.
What?
I've lost the way that you end.
You know what? I was just working up and having something there. Another couple of seconds, and
You would have.
I might have. Who knows? I'll never know now. But what I do know is that I'm about to drink 4 shots.
Wow. So am I then. I think that's pretty close to the telescope story.
Because, we're right close to it. We are right close. So this is due to the wonder, the joy, the beauty of Laura Spencer.
Oh!
Hey!
Tracy Thomas Wilson.
Hey!
Oh!
And Pauline Hutton.
Ah!
The
Charlie's Angels of Shoot from the Hip.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
And this is nice because I've been alone. So you can't drink alone, or people say, "Oh, what's the problem?" And I did actually make myself a gin tonic, but I spilled the whole thing on the sofa. So, cheers. Thank you very much.
How far are we from our target?
Must be about 20 pounds off.
Very much. Oh, that's good. That's too strong. It's
nearly
good.
Time for story time. I'm going to say those next 2 shots.
Story time.
Tom, what are we playing next, buddy?
My turn. Well, I thought of a new game earlier, but it's not really much of a game. It's more us just rambling.
Yes, I love rambling. Where are we going? Over the Cotswolds?
Oh no, I've just realised this really clashes with the whole thing of telling Sam's story. So I think it's actually going to have to wait because it's basically it's too similar to Sam's great story that is coming up. I'll explain it to them. We'll do a new game next time, and you'll see what I mean. But I don't want to fuck up his story by doing it. Instead, we're going to do World's Worst. So what I need from you are important roles and jobs. So, for example, imagine you had to reshuffle a cabinet of fucknuts, and you had to find a way to put someone else into each of those roles. Who would be the worst person for some of those roles? Who would you make arts minister? Who would it be? So think of a role, and we will show you the worst person for that role.
Has someone terrible been made arts minister? I haven't been reading the news.
I mean, hang on. I'm going to bring up the whole cabinet. Do you want to hear him? Do you want to see Luke's face?
Is it Sam? Are you bitching about him while he's away?
So Liz Truss is the new foreign secretary. He's fine with that one. Okay.
Can you find a clip and put it up where she goes like, "We've opened up new pork markets"?
I mean, I can if you want. He's happy. Gavin Williamson has been sacked. Dominic Raab has been demoted.
He has been sacked. I heard that someone saw him on Victoria Street crying and talking to his mum on the phone.
Oh, but there's always stuff like that, isn't there? It's not true.
Dominic Raab is now the Deputy Prime Minister, which is a cool-sounding job title that means nothing. Michael Gove's out of his position. He's now going to be.
Who's being Michael Gove now?
Michael Caine.
All right.
And
hello, my name is Michael Gove, and not very many people know that I'm gay.
Nadine Dorries is the UK Culture Secretary. Am I saying her surname correctly?
You are. She also hates the BBC, which is an interesting choice for an English cultural secretary.
And she's was the one who did that tweet being like, oh, the left wing's destroyed comedy and film and theatre. And
To be fair, that is true.
there are loads of jobs coming in now. So enough politics. Tom, wheel us away with the whole bloody world's worst stuff.
Sure.
You know you want to.
I'd love to. There's a difference between the far left and the left, Sam. And if you were grown up, you could recognise. We're going to play World's Worst. Okay, everyone, I want to welcome you in. But I can't because it's a job centre. Fuck you all. So, what we're going to do here is we've got a few jobs, okay? I want to see you fulfill them, okay? You might try. In the end, I will tell you all to be cleaners. And if you say no, then we're going to stop your benefits, okay? I want to see you in a bad place. But until then, who's ready to be a sports journalist? Tell me. Why would you be a good sports journalist?
Now you might be wondering, what does a walrus know about cricket? Well, oh shit!
And he passes the ball to Packham. Packham passes to Rooney. I've always thought Rooney was a fucking cunt. Rooney misses. Well, he's a cunt, isn't he? So.
Okay, and here we go now. Here we go. We're going down the left side, and we're going down the right side, and here we are. We're just going up the runway. Here we go. Here we go. I am a plane. I'm a plane. I'm a plane.
What can I say about this England under-16 team? They are all sexy.
I normally do the cricket. I have not watched netball before. Well, no, I haven't. Well, no, I actually haven't. Well.
And as we see the horses run down the paddock, and we can have a look at the hats. Underneath which there's a woman. Under every hat, under every good horse is another woman. If you're on the sites that I'm on.
And now we come to the 100 meters, and we all get to play the fun game at home. Which position will the white man come in? Oh, it's last. It's last.
You know, as I was approaching the stadium this morning, I could really feel the energy of the crowd as the guard at the turnstile turned to me and said, "You haven't got a ticket, mate. You're not getting in." So I'm watching it from a pub.
Picks up the rook. Puts it down. Picks up the rook. Yes, it's definitely, the bird is definitely dead. Thank you for joining us for bird handling.
And here we are at the women's football finals. Just look at those tits jiggle.
And it's Kasparov versus Mielnichuk. Kasparov opens with a pawn to King's 4. King's 2 from Mielnichuk. And then the rook moves out. Where's it going? Nobody knows, but it's going in a straight line. It's right there. It's nestled in. Is it a checkmate? No, because not enough of the pawns have moved out of position yet. The queen, is the queen coming into play? No, his hand moves away from the queen over to the bishop, but the bishop can't come out because the pawn is in the way. Pawn to King's 4. And we're back to the black team. Watching Kasparov, the sweat falling down his face in little beads. It lands on the bishop, which he twiddles with his thumbs and moves it out to Queen's Rook 7. Queen's Rook 7. What's going to happen? It's anyone's game. The pawn moves forward 2 pieces. I'm having a heart attack.
All right, I'm going to take the heart attack guy. You fucking killed it. but genuinely the best applicant I've ever seen in here. All right. Well, I suppose we've got other jobs. We better move on. We are going to lose Luke to chess commentary. But before that, I am very happy to say, oh, there's some good ones today. I'm going to go with this, which is cruise ship singer. I want to see some applicants.
We're all gonna get chlamydia. Oh, chlamydia. Chlamydia on the fuckboat.
And we're gonna bring it down low now. The captain's told me the ship's heading iceberg. The ship's heading iceberg. Please make your way slowly to the rear of the auditorium. Bringing it low, cause the ship's sinking. It's going down, down, down in real time.
All right, men. This is not usually a cruise ship. However, the enemy has fired a cruise missile at us. So give me the mic. Time for some Frank Sinatra.
I'm Sammy S, and what do I see? A fuckload of OAPs. It's time for you to think about the future. Life insurance. I'm bringing it to you. What will your kids get when you die? Do you want them to have money of a good supply? You're gonna die pretty goddamn soon, so let's make sure they can reach for the moon. Oh yeah.
Some of those who work forces are the same that burn crosses.
All right, just one more job. Again, let's go to the last guy again. I like his passion. I like what saying that made him choke on his drink. So, one more thing that I need. Tube driver. You understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm forward to say that this train will not be moving forward to the next station because death to the west.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to ask you all if you can remember which line this is, because the Circle and District share the same tracks. I'm not sure if we're going to Edgware Road or Hammersmith, which is actually on the Metropolitan and City line.
Hello, everybody. I am aware you were expecting me to drive the tube train, but today I will just be driving this tube, which has a brush inside. None of you are getting to work.
Watch someone get run over for the third time. Now I don't have to work anymore. That happened. It is a law.
Hello, everybody. It's Graham, your OCD tube driver. And just remember, if you see anything suspicious, see it, say it, and then sort it very carefully. Sort it very, very carefully. Put it into 2 equal piles and make sure it's sorted very, very carefully. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go to Bakerloo.
Oh, I really enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that too.
A lovely time.
They were great. I think we could have done sports commentary for the rest of the show.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's the next show. Just entirely one thing. However, in the in-between, so I think have time for one more game, but it depends how his story goes, because Andre has just bought us another shot.
Yay!
Which means we have reached the Sam Tells a Story tier.
I got 3
We will
shots.
continue until someone else buys us a shot. Sam, stretch it.
So, this telescope right here belonged to my great-great-grandfather. And he was a doctor on a merchant navy ship that was touring around the Caribbean. He had the telescope because he was also an enthusiastic amateur astronomer. And one day, one of the people on the crew got very, very sick. And unfortunately, he did not have the supplies to properly treat him on the boat. But with this telescope, when they were approaching a port to try and get this man help, he was looking through and he saw a very strange scene at the port. Everyone looked very panicked. There were more guards around than normal. And they arrived into port after he saw them through the telescope and said, "What's going on here?" And they said, "There's a crazy man, crazy 6 foot tall giant," because I remember that was quite tall for those days, running around with a double-handed broadsword. A double-handed broadsword. He's already killed 5 people. We're advising you to stay on the boat. But my great-great-grandfather, because he was a good doctor, said, "This man needs medical attention. Me and 2 of the crewmates, we're going to bring him in so we can get him the medical attention he needs." So, let me set the scene. It's hot. It's hot Caribbean weather. The only thing that a lot of these guys have drunk for a while is rum, because it's the only way to keep water pure on a ship. So everyone's a bit drunk. Now, in these days, this was a time where English gentlemen, like my great-great-grandfather was, when they'd walk around, especially in the Caribbean, they'd carry an umbrella. Now, you might be thinking, it's the Caribbean. There's not that much rain. Why would you be carrying around an umbrella? It was because
I was thinking that.
It was because of the sun, you see. And so therefore, because as you can see, I am very white, and it's generational, basically. I'm not even like a standard, or an exotic white guy, like a blonde or a ginger. I know what I look like. I look like the hardest character to guess in Guess Who. Like, if you're playing, I'm such the default boring white man that if you're playing a video game and you get to choose and design your own character, this is what it looks like before you change any of the settings. But before that, though, everyone was even whiter than me. So therefore, they needed the umbrella to protect them from the harsh Caribbean sun. So they're carrying this guy out on the stretcher, and they don't see the crazy man with the broadsword. Now, as I remember, thing is about these umbrellas is these weren't your regular ones that you get from like the tube station, like that small, and then have like a little rounded bit at the end. No. These were your great-great-grandfather's umbrellas. So basically what happened is it was probably about 4 feet long, but these umbrellas had that, you sometimes see them still, a metal spike at the end of it. But they also use these kind of as walking sticks for getting around the harsh Caribbean terrain. So it was kind of like one of those ones that you sort of see like old people, mountain climbers sort of going forward like that. So it was quite sharp at the end. And they got this guy into the local doctors, and they got him the medical attention that he needed. But my great-grandmother had to go back to the boat to go and get some supplies because he'd forgotten, because they were trying to rush this guy so quickly. And he walked out and everyone was locked inside because this crazy man was running around with the broadsword. And he comes out. It's very, very quiet. He's walking along. And then he hears this man just screaming. And he sees this guy completely naked, 6 foot tall, giant for those days. And he's got the double-handed broadsword around his head. And he's just swinging it like a crazy person. But now, because my great-great-grandfather was medically trained, he knew where the heart was, and he completely sort of had one of those moments where everything just sort of works together. This is the way I've been told the story. He might have just shat himself, but this is the way I've been told the story by my ancestors. So if you don't believe me, you're disrespecting my culture. The guy got very close, was about to swing for my great-great-grandfather, and he got his long umbrella, which remember had the 1 or 2 inch spike at the end, which is much sharper than the ones you get nowadays. And he went, and he stabbed the guy right in the heart and fell down dead. And basically the town was, very scared about this one guy running around. So they were very, very happy with him. And so that's actually how he got the sword, because the local people of the town, this was their ceremonial sword, which they basically awarded to warriors from their community. And so they gave him the sword. And now I get to look at the sword through a telescope, which is absolutely fantastic. Yes, the rich Afro man stand the mental patient. I would point out that the mental patient had already killed 5 people with the broadsword. So I mean, he's not like, oh, I'm a bit anxious. He was like, chopping off people's heads with the broadsword. But then the man that he was trying to save got better on the Caribbean island. They got back on the boat where they packed up the sword and they packed up the telescope, and now they're mine. And I'm also going to invest in a pointy umbrella because I live in South London and I've had a machete pulled on me. So I'm just hoping that I have some sort of like, I don't know, generational trauma that if that ever happens to me, I can kill someone with an umbrella and then go, because that's what the penguin says from Batman. Interestingly, the penguin is my other great-great-grandfather. He was actually just a penguin. My great-great-grandmother got very lonely and she fucked a penguin. And that is why my dick is a corkscrew.
Beautiful work. I'm a beautiful man. No one wanted it to stop. So no one bought us a shot during that. Well done. You held off.
I thought I was going to have to keep going.
You did great. You did fantastically, Sam. It was a beautiful story.
Thank you very much.
I enjoyed it.
True.
That was story time.
True story.
Raconturity? Oh, that's a good smelling candle. Anyway.
I need to have my other shot. I'm going to go grab another beer quickly.
I think that's all we've got time for, apart from the final shot, which I will do.
You want to do another game?
What?
You want to do another game?
No. So that's it.
Oh my God, that is the end. Yeah, it's the end of the show.
The end of the show.
We ended with my great story.
We ended with your great story. You took us home, Sam. And thank you. And thank you to everyone who watched and supported the show.
Very kind of you.
Andre, to Pauline, to Tracy, to Laura, to all wonders. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm going to have to
next Wednesday.
now.
I think we're all free. I might not be here next Wednesday. I might be going to see a comedy show with a very famous comedian because I've got them like good contacts.
Who's that? Trevor Noah?
No, I'll give you a clue.
Penguin.
Yeah, the penguin. I'm going to see the penguin.
No.
Penguin.
Don't you hate it when Batman gets away? Nah.
He's
No,
good
it's
at these.
Beaker from the Muppets, isn't it? Oh, sorry, no, that's me.
No, sorry, no, I'm seeing Pinker.
All right, guys, we're going to be back next week. We'll see you then. It's been fun. Thank you for donating. See you next week. Bye.
As Luke found the end button.